want to chat about something that I was talking to someone earlier today on Facebook about, and the question was, it was a gentleman who was asking about how long you feel trapped, how long you feel really emotional. And they were a few months into this whole process, and they're really upset, and they're having emotional outbursts and crying and stuff like that. And although I don't really talk about it a lot, when I talk about my dark days, that's kind of the situation I was in. And what I shared with this individual is that during the really bad part of this for me, I was super emotional. I mean, I would get upset and I would cry at commercials, at movies, anything that could remind me of the past or basically pull me back into that, it would really mess with me. And when you're going through that, one, as a man, you don't really have the opportunity to talk to a lot of people about it. So it's very isolating because, you know, let's just face it, guys don't sit around and cry around each other, and they don't generally talk about it like I'm talking about it right now. You just don't. A lot of men don't really understand it. A lot of men don't really know how to be supportive of it. So it's one of those things where it's very isolating. And if you're dealing with that, and maybe you're faking it when you're among your friends and, you know, when you're out in public, but when you're by yourself, things can be really, really tough. And that was the situation with me. I mean, even music. I mean, all kinds of stuff would just really set me down this bad path. And when I was talking to this person earlier today, they were, like I said, a few months into it, and they were asking me, well, how long did that last for you? And I'm like, it lasted a couple of years. Now, granted, keep in mind, I didn't know about narcissism during that entire period, but even once I did find out about NPD and I started learning about it, and initially I did feel a lot better, but I still have those relapses. You have to understand that this stuff is normal, that it's stuff that you're going to go through, and you're not, although you feel alone, you're not alone. You're not, you know, the only person who's experienced this. There are other people who have gone through it before, like myself, but most people aren't going to tell you about it. There's been a thing, I mean, not a thing, but one of the issues or one of the reasons why I wanted to do this channel was to provide that kind of lifeline to think, oh, okay, well, this is normal. All right, I mean, I don't like it, but it's normal. Somebody else has experienced the same thing. Somebody else is felt the same way. Somebody else is felt so destroyed and dejected by this whole thing, but that they were able to get through it. And that's really the problem with that, is whenever you're in the midst of that, you feel so trapped. You feel like you're never going to get through this, that it's never going to change, that you are going to be trapped feeling like this forever, that all you have to look forward to is the pain that your ex is causing you, the pain that the system is causing you, and these emotional feelings that you just can't seem to escape from. That was really tough for me. I'll tell you, whenever I was going through it, and some of those nights where I would be by myself in my house and I'm just like, oh my God, is this my life? Is this what everything is going to be? Am I going to wake up every day feeling like this with no chance of getting over this? That's the quandary that I was in, and that's the way I felt. And if you remember back, if you've seen the video where I talk about my journal pages, and if I can find it, I'll put it in the card up above. I spent like a year writing the same thing every day, night after night, the same frustrations, the same anger, the same feelings, the same sadness, all of that, over and over and over again. I couldn't get it out of my head. But look at me now. Now I'm doing pretty good. I don't have those same feelings. I don't even have the feelings now whenever certain things like what's happening with the whole housing thing. Yes, it's stressing me out, but before it would just send me down this spiral, you know, this death spiral that I just couldn't escape from. And I would have the flare up of anger and bitterness and frustration that I just couldn't get over. And I don't have that anymore. So that's the thing. If you're struggling with this, if you're dealing with this right now, it's not going to last forever. Is it going to end overnight? No, it's not. Is it going to take you a while? Yes. Well, like I said, when I was chatting with this person earlier and they were talking about that 3-month period, that's really early in this process. And I think one of the things, and I haven't really talked about it in a while, is it really does take a long time to heal from this. This is not something that happens overnight. You have to put in a lot of work. You have to work on yourself, and you have to be damn careful that you don't just put it in a box, put it under the desk, put it under the bed, whatever, and ignore it because you won't heal from it, you won't learn from it, and then you're destined to repeat these same mistakes. You will find another relationship to replicate what you've ignored. That is a pattern that I've seen happen with a bunch of different people, and you owe it to yourself with the pain that you're feeling right now. One, know that there's a possibility that you're going to break free from it, but deal with it. Put in the work. Find a good trauma therapist. Find somebody, a life coach that you can work with to help pull you out of it. You owe it to yourself, because on the other side of it, all of this pain and all this anger and all this frustration, you're going to be able to release it. It's no longer going to control your life. You're going to be able to move on from it and basically regain your life, regain who you really want to be, and follow what you want to be in life, what you want to do, who you want to be. Associating with who you want to be around, being able to detect people that are not healthy for you, that shouldn't be in your life, and remove them from your life. It changes everything. It is the hardest, most gut-wrenching experience that you will ever experience in your life, barring a death of a child. I don't think anything else could really compare. This is the most gut-wrenching thing you'll experience. But as long as you're able to keep making one step forward, making forward momentum, you're going to get through this. I just wanted to hit this because I know how I felt during that. I know I routinely get this question in email or direct message often, so I thought it was important to revisit. Just know you're not alone. What you're feeling is not abnormal. You're probably right on track with your healing. Just keep working on it, focusing on the future, and you'll get through this. You got this. You're going to make it through this. All right. On that, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you have something you want to add, please do it in the comments below. If you like this channel and you think it's helpful for you and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the ring the bell notification so that YouTube will actually tell you what's going on. And I will chat with you in the next video. Take care. Bye.